Gracious God, creator of the universe, and yet the lover of my soul. Alpha and Omega, and yet I can call you friend. I don't have to beg you for anything, but I can thank you for everything. God, I thank you because this is the day that you have made, and I can rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you for this day of magnificence and glory and splendor. God, I thank you for life, health, and for strength. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for peace, love, and joy. I thank you for the essence of you that envelops me right now, from the crown of my head to the soles of my feet. We thank you for this day of manifestation. We thank you for the day of revelation. We thank you for the day of impartation. We thank you as you move in the midst of your people to bring us to the greatest times that we've ever seen since the foundation of the world. Thank you, Lord, that for this time and for this season, you've allowed us to be a part of your move in the face of the earth. I thank you, God, for the revolution that you're bringing forth, God, even in the midst of the earth right now. And I thank you for the opportunity to be a part of what you're doing in this hour, because in the last days, saith God, you said you would pour out your spirit on all flesh. And so now we thank you for the pouring out. God, I thank you for the rain and the move of your spirit. I thank you for fresh oil. I thank you for new wine. I thank you for the new thing that you're doing. I thank you now that it does spring forth. I thank you, Lord, that you've called us to be the head and not the tail. You've called us to be above only and not beneath. You've called us to be the lender and not the borrower. You've called, God, that our storehouses would be full and increase. God, I thank you because even I decree and declare that the people under the sound of my voice, even now, are moving in the might of your strength. Not by might nor by power, but by your spirit. I thank you for those that are the sons and daughters of God that are called because they walk not after the flesh, but after your spirit. I thank you for the rising up of the people of your kingdom. I thank you that your kingdom come. I thank you that your will be done, even now in earth as it is in heaven. I thank you, Lord, because you are moving in the midst of your people mightily as never before. Raise us up, oh God, to the standard of what you've called us to be. God, I thank you for the standard of greatness. I thank you for the standard of holiness. I thank you for the standard of moving as the sons and daughters of yours, and not as vagabonds, not as those that never knew you, not as those that are confused and confounded, but God, those that know who they are in you. I thank you for the knowing. I thank you, God, for knowing you. I thank you for knowing your presence. Thank you for knowing your Holy Ghost power that gives us the ability to be successful. Your anointing that gives us the power to rise up and be called blessed. Thank you for that is in us. Thank you, God, for all things that pertain to life and godliness. Thank you because we are not confused. We are not deceived. And we thank you for that clarity of mind and the clarity of vision that allows us to walk forth as kings and queens, as princes and princesses in the kingdom that walk in the earth. We thank you that we are your beloved, and we rise up as the apple of your eye. We rise up, oh God, as those that you love with all of your heart. And God, we love you back. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for soundness of spirit. I thank you that healing is our bread. Healing is our deliverance. By the stripes of Jesus, we're already healed. And we speak forth that healing even now for those that need it. Thank you, God, for every stripe that was taken. Thank you for the bruising. Thank you that he was wounded for our transgressions, bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him. God, with those same stripes we declare and we speak healing in Jesus' name. We give you glory. We give you peace. We give you honor. We give you blessing. We give you might. We ascribe all of these things unto you because they are yours. Thank you. The fruit of my lips giving thanks unto your name. Ever giving you all that is yours. Glory, honor, power, dominion, majesty. It's yours. I decree it and I speak it In the mighty name of Jesus, it is so. Amen and amen. Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to welcome you to today's edition of Yes, You, O-Cube. What does O-Cube stand for? One-on-one. It's just me and you. I appreciate you for coming in on today. Listen, it's a beautiful day to be alive. It's another day's journey, and I'm glad about it. Listen, I appreciate you for joining me. Today is June the 29th. You might as well say that the month is over. June the 29th in the year 2023. And I appreciate you for joining me on this fine Thursday. It is a beautiful Thursday morning, and thank you for coming in. Now, listen, I want to come over and I want to go ahead and get this party started and get this party crack-a-lacking. I've got quite a bit to talk about on today. So we're going to start this beautiful event this morning with those that came in Grandpa Holmes's room. I want to give it up for my brother, DJ Rockin' Ron, who came in giving love to everybody. Thank you, sir. Just absolutely, positively appreciate you. Now, I want to look at the three that came in and got in the chairs to be able to sit down on this morning. Let's start with, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I think I just messed up. Y'all didn't hear nothing I just said. Listen, I'm all confused, Michelle. I'm all confused. Okay, so let's start here. The third person in the Lion's Den this morning was... Let me go back and look at this again, because I thought I had this down before we got on here this morning. Yes, Yoshi's son, 77. Come on in here. Yoshi's son, the Prince. Come on in here. That's my baby. Mad love to you. And the second person to make it into the Lion's Den this morning was... my girl from Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the Maine, Cassandra Isaiah, otherwise known as Sassy Cassie. Yoshi, son, I'm telling you, it's been listen, the Matrix has us again, Rebel Inc. Was it the Matrix, or I think it was Men in Black, but wherever you want to go with it, the Matrix has us. Sassy Cassie, go ahead and sit over there by Yoshi, son, 77, the Prince, and go ahead and have yourself a good seat right there, because the winner of Grandpa Holmes's chair is... DJ Rockin' Ron, you are the winner of Grandpa Holmes's chair. It's all the same, Rebel. It's all the same. We're erasing our minds. Congratulations, DJ Rockin' Ron. You are the winner of Grandpa Holmes's chair. And yes, Yoshi, son, I'll send you a link so that you can come in on Wednesday morning and be a part of that blessing. I want to thank you all for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Even in the error of my ways, y'all love me anyhow. Now let's give it up for my moderators, because listen, my moderators hold it down in here. I appreciate them because they absolutely positively do. Shelly Thunder, come on
on in here, Shelly Thunder. That's my prophetess. That's my girl. She will read you a scripture and get you in the word. She'll pray the prayer of faith, but she'll also block your tail. Yes, she will, and I appreciate her because she's a blessing in the lion's den. Then we've got the leader of the pack, none other than the Rebel Ink. Yes, that's my day one, my Ace Boon Coon. That's my friend right there. And she is a streamer. I see that model of Innocent. I see that model of the Rebel Ink. She is a streamer, y'all. And if you're not following the Rebel Ink, quit chewing your ways. Yes, quit them, because she's going to bless you. I promise you she will. Come on. And then we've got the third part of the Blessed Trinity, the Quiet Storm. Yes, the Quiet Storm is my girl, and she's here early, so who knows what's going to happen this morning. My angel. Yes, Michelle Brownell is my angel. She changes the atmosphere just by being in it. Who knows what's going to happen, Michelle? Who knows? When I saw you come in so early, I said, oh, Lord, what's about to happen? These three are my blessed Trinity, and I appreciate them because they will take care of the lion's den. Thank you so much. I see that model of Empress Meow, Yoshi's son, Michelle Brownell. I see that model of. Thank you for loving on my ladies because they are the absolute best. Now, this is what I want to do right here. I got everything coming on this morning. This is what I want to do right here. I want to appreciate those of you that are here. As my mother said, when you come in the room, speak to somebody. So I want to say good morning, good morning, good morning. Yoshi's son 77, that's my son and my prince. He is a streamer, you all. If you're not following Yoshi's son 77, quit chewing ways. Just quit him. He will bless your whole life. He is a gamer and he is a whole vibe and a whole blessing. Then, of course, we have the Rebel Ink. As I said, she's the leader of the pack, but she's also a streamer. I want you to follow the Rebel Ink. We'll be going over there in just a few minutes after this stream is over to join her for anti-morning bangos, or who knows if she's got the cracks, or listen, she might just have a Ranapalooza. We don't know what she's going to do, but whatever it is, it'll be good. And we want to meet you over there in the Rebel Ink. Then I'm coming on down and I see MCP 812 in the midst. That's my sister, pastor, cousin, friend. Come on in the room and mad love to you, MCP 812, also known as Two Tams. Come on, Michelle Brownell. There's my Quiet Storm. She's my angel. Yes, she's my angel, y'all. She's in the room. Thank you, Michelle. Then we've got Empress Meow. Come on in here, sis, and good morning to you. To you. Don't mind you playing some cards in the... Come on, Empress, do your thing. Whatever you're doing, we're glad to have you in the Lion's Den this morning. Innocent 200 is in the room. Good morning to you, and it's so good to have you in the Lion's Den this morning. Come on in and take a seat and make yourself comfy cozy. Coming on down, and I'm looking and I'm booking and I'm seeing who else is in the Lion's Den this morning. Cassandra Woke 2022, also known as Sassy Cassie, is in the room. Ms. Demeanor, come on in here. Good to have you following, and welcome to the Lion's Den. Now, looky here, Cassandra Woke, I appreciate you. That's my poet laureate. She'll give you a rhyme in time. She will do it. So much mad love to you. Demon Fox the God is in the room. Good morning, fam. Come on in here, and so many blessings to you. The Gift, Nathan Lamont, grand rising to you this morning. That's my baby. All I need is just one good squall. Just one good squall is all I need, and my day will be all right. Tall Pumps is pumping tall. Good morning to you. Come on in here. That's my beautiful, awesome sister from the Chi-Town. Yes, we appreciate you for being in the room. And for those of you that go out there into solutions, I'm telling you what, we've got, and we are putting together a phenomenal directory of black businesses across the country. And I tell you what, Tall Pumps is hooking it up. Prince Jacob, Mr. Rebuttal, the principal take two, is in the room this morning, and good morning and mad love to you. Good to see you in the Lion's Den holding it up from the YouTube channel. Coming on down, and who else do I see in the Lion's Den this morning? Is that going to do it for I think that's all we got this morning. And to those, let me take a quick run over here to Facebook. I don't want to miss anybody. Glenda M.H. Groves, listen, she's over there, and I want to appreciate you, Glenda. Glenda's out there sharing the love and sharing the stream. So much mad love to you. This sister, I appreciate you. And listen, she's a whole vibe and a whole blessing. Good morning. I'm seeing who else is out there. I don't want to miss anybody in any of the different locations that we have. I thank you for being in the Lion's Den. Now, let's get this party started. Let's get this party crack-a-lacking. Listen, go ahead and get your coffee cups out. Get your coffee cups out. Get your coffee cups out. Get your coffee cups out, because it was reported to me that whilst we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, we're going to talk about a few things. Now, before I go there, let me say, I see that coffee cup, MCP 812. I see those coffee cups. I want to say, listen, we had to come out a little bit tall pumps and do something. We're in the last 2 days before we get to the opportunity to take a vacay. So we had to spice it up just a little bit on our way out the door for 2-week vacation. Now, listen. I want to say my apologies to those of you that went to Solutions on yesterday, our Wednesday high noon session, because I had a 10 o'clock meeting that I thought was going to be in brief and I'd be able to get into Solutions, but I was not. And I also did not get an opportunity to put up a notification that I wasn't going to be there. I see those coffee cups, Prince Jacob, Mr. Rebuttal, the principal take two. And I just want to say my apologies, because I will never, if at all possible, just be absent and unaccounted for. But that's what happened to me on yesterday. So for those of you that were looking for me on that Wednesday Solutions, my apologies. To those that are actually that have signed up and are subscribed to Patreon, you give me a holler and we'll do a personal one-on-one. That's how we'll do that makeup. You give me a holler, we'll set up a time and we'll do a personal one-on-one, because again, my apologies, and especially to those that have subscribed. I don't want you to feel like I'm taking advantage in any way, shape, or form. So please do just reach out to me and give me your information. Well, I've got your information, but let's make a connection on when we can meet. That being said, man, I'm telling you, those Wednesdays at 12 noon, you don't want to miss, because I'm telling you, it is absolutely phenomenal. Sidecore Fit. Let me see straight. Sidecore Fit is in the room, and she is a streamer, you all. Listen, if you are not following Sidecore Fit, quit your wicked ways, and thank you for coming in before your meeting. Now listen, let me tell you, she is a streamer, and I want you to go out there. Yesterday she had a phenomenal session. I was able to sit in on part of it. And she also is offering courses. So listen, if you are interested, she's giving guidance. She's giving some information on how to move and operate, keeping your mind right, keeping everything in sync. Yesterday, we talked about self-care and what we need to do in being consistent and finding time and all those things, which I said were my areas for opportunity. She just was sharing over there. But listen, she is a phenomenal streamer. She does have courses out there for you to take. I would love for you to go out there and support my sister. It will be a whole blessing to your life. I promise you it will. Now, and thank you for stopping by before you went to your meeting. I appreciate you. Now, as we get ready to progress and proceed on with the day, cheerings, what had happened was, whilst we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, let's take a look at some things that happened. I'm going to start today with news from viewers, because we've had some things kind of sitting out there a few days that I have not touched on before we go to the final things that I want to address before we get out of here today. I want to go ahead and start with news from viewers. Listen, I tell you what, I'm gonna go back. I think Michelle Brownell had put something in, and I want to get to that this morning, and then I'm just gonna go through indiscriminately and just be able to run these through, because I don't ever want to miss what the viewers bring to the table. So let me see, did I go too far back? I'm trying to remember. Well, let me just run this, because I don't know if I did or not. And just for fear that I didn't get this one in, it won't hurt us if we see it twice. But I want to go back and catch this again from Michelle Brownell. Let's roll that beautiful bean footage. Let me make sure I got the sound going here. And no, we don't. Let's see. There we go.
Another high school shooting yesterday, this one in Florida. 17 dead, the last report I saw. And everybody sends their thoughts and prayers again, because that works so well. This is the 18th high school shooting in America this year, and we have 10 and a half months to go. We've had 290 since 2013. We average about one a week, but there's just nothing we can do. If it was a Muslim or a Mexican doing the shooting, how many new laws and how much money would we spend then to stop the madness? But since it's almost always a white kid, there's just nothing we can do. America has 5% of the world's population, and yet 31% of the world's mass shootings. We're worried about people coming to this country. They should be worried about us going to theirs. Australia had 4 mass shootings between 87 and 96. They passed stricter gun laws and haven't had a single mass shooting since. And here I thought, guns don't kill, people do. Is this the people we are? Last time I said we need to find a way to stop a nut with a gun, and that's all I said. I get an email saying, I'm saving my last bullet to put it right between your eyes. Just another responsible gun owner in America, and I'm taking all bets he's a white guy. So there's just nothing we can do. I'm Dale Hansen. It's getting harder to enjoy the day.
Morning. He has something he wants to say.
And we have seen that one before, but I'm glad I rolled it again, because as you know, Kimberly Gift, good morning to you. Come on in the Lion's Den, and it's good to see you here. We have seen that one before, but he kind of highlights what we talked about on yesterday. And that once more and again is this idea of continuing to tell people to just pray. And of course, after every mass shooting, after every senseless killing that involves a gun, we get those infamous words that we've got to pray. And I'm here to tell you, as we said on yesterday, listen, I need you to get up off your rusty, dusty knees, and I need you to do something, not just pray. So once more and again, that idea of not coming under the spell, if you will, of everything's about just pray. Because listen, I know prayer changes things. I know prayer changes people, but then there's some things that we've got to change, and we have the power. This is the one that I needed, and this is where we're picking up. And Michelle, thank you for sending in the videos. This lady right here, BTD Mom, come on in here, and mad love to you. That's my biggest, big, beautiful sister. Come on in the room, and I love me some you. Uh-oh, there she is, y'all. Shelly Thunder. The prophetess is in the room. Good morning, and it's good to see you. Mad love to you. Now, this is the one that I want to get to right here. You know, just watch her beautiful perspective of Juneteenth and just soak it up.
Juneteenth is, excuse me, what's happening to the white people? They have a Black Miss America. They have a Black college. They have a Black month. What do we have? And now they have Juneteenth. Yes, I understand there was slavery, don't get me wrong. But there was also a Holocaust, and that was more recent than slavery. But you don't hear the Jews saying, gimme, 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 gimme. What's the point of Juneteenth? What is it? I don't know. Juneteenth is, excuse me, what's happening to the white people? They have a Black Miss America. They have a Black college. They have a Black month. What do we have? And now they have Juneteenth. Yes, I understand there was slavery, don't get me wrong. But there was also a Holocaust, and that was more recent than slavery. but you don't hear the Jews saying, gimme, 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 gimme. What's the point of Juneteenth? What is it? I don't know.
And there you have it. She has no idea. She has no clue. She's completely dumbfounded as to why there's a Juneteenth. And I'm not shocked, stunned, or amazed, because I think that shows the capacity of her brain. Can we just leave it right there? And all the things that she wanted to say. Woo! Come on in here, KK79. KK Michelle is in the room. Good morning to you. That's my beautiful soul, and nothing but bad love to you. Listen, Barber Man, come on in here, DKI. Barber Man is in the room so much. Listen, let me say, Barber Man, my apologies and my appreciation to you for reaching out and letting us know that we needed to unban you. This is my cousin right here, y'all. And he is one of the best barbers in the world. You know, you got barbers that decide to do it because they find that an opportunity to make money and it's just the interest. Then you have barbers that are actually gifted. This brother right here is gifted. Barber Man, thank you for being patient with us. And listen, we had some trolls in here, and my mods don't play, honey. If they don't know and they can't figure it out, they will ban you. But thank you for reaching out, and we're happy to unban you. And my apologies, and thank you for coming back. I love me some you. Now, and please know there was no malicious intent with that. We were just trying to make sure that listen. We had some folk in here about this time last week that was clowning, and that's what precipitated that. Now, so at the end of the day, I just gotta say, this one right here, and I'm sure you all have heard this by now, but this was given to us by K2 Hoop on Tuesday, but I didn't cover it. The officials have declined to file murder charges against Susan Lorenz, who shot and killed Ajika Owens through a closed door. You know where I gotta go. You know where I gotta go. Could it be? Could it be? The devil. Baby, that ain't nothing but that old slimy slew-footed devil. Now, that whole scenario, it's just egregious. Anytime, you got grown people that really start making war, if you will, with little kids. This all started with the controversy and the issue over the children playing out in the yard and doing things like that. And at the end of the day, after it was alleged that she took the children's notepad or, whatever it was, some kind of electronic device, and the mother and the daughter went over to talk to the lady about it, she just shot right through the door, killed the mother in front of her daughter, and they declined to press any kind of charges against this woman. So now, stand your ground. Please, let's be clear on that. Somebody too, good morning to you. Come on in here, and mad love to you. Let's be clear. And we'll talk about this even a little later on, because we had another situation involving black on black, and honey, they took mother to jail. Now, just be clear that stand your ground is not for black people. Stand your ground is not for black people. Stand your ground is for racist white people whenever they want to kill some black bodies. Or racist people, period, that want to kill some black bodies. That's what stand your ground is for. Because when we stand our ground, it's a whole nother situation. DJ Rockin' Ron, there's my brother, and there's the winner of Grandpa Holmes' chair in here. Good morning to you, my brother. Good to see you, and mad love to you. Come on in here and make yourself at home on the throne. Now, this whole scenario with letting this sister go, unharmed, untouched, uncharged. And at the end of the day, you're not going to tell me that somebody standing on the other side of the door with their child in tow. You anchoring that chair, sir. You snoring in the chair. You're commanding that chair. DJ Rock and Ron, you're the man. You're the man. I promise you, you are. The brother, listen, the kings done came in here and took over that throne, y'all. But listen, at the end of the day, this is just egregious, and yet and still, I'm going to make it clear that we understand stand your ground is not for black people. Self-defense in the legal system, we go through so many jumping through hoops and everything else. It's just really egregious. This story right here, thank you, K2 Hoops, and we know that ain't nothing but that old slimy devil, his brother Beelzebub, and Satan. So at the end of the day, she has been released without any charges, without any consequences whatsoever. And there you have it. K2 Hoop, thank you for sharing that with us on earlier this week. Now, K2 Hoop also... Now, this is my question. Is Michael ever going to rest in peace? Is MJ ever going to rest in peace? Because this same guy that came out and said that Michael Jackson didn't listen. I'm just asking, Empress. Inquiring minds want to know, will he ever? And really at this point, no, Demon Fox. Because listen, let me tell you what folks are looking at. And I feel like this brother right here, he wants a coin. He wants a coin. So did they charge him with manslaughter? Come on, somebody, too. I hope so. Wade is a whole mess. Wade is a whole entire mess. He, I feel, is one of those that you can say is out there seeking for attention, seeking for an opportunity to try to grab some money, just wants to be seen every time you turn around. Wait a minute. Crazy Berrytown. That's my beautiful friend, and good morning to you. Come on in here. So much mad love to you, and I appreciate you for coming in the Lion's Den. Let me say this, and let me give up some applause, because at the end of the day, here we go. Captain Boots, this is for you. Captain Boots came out first in all of the events that he was in. And that's for Captain Boots. And Crazy Berrytown is a streamer. She'll give you chit chat in the sip. She'll Zumba you design. And she is our fearless leader in good grief. And if you're not following Crazy Berrytown, quit your ways. Just quit them. Because she's going to bless your whole life. This young child from, this poor failed child star, if you want to call him that, Yoshi's son. Let me come back and pick up. Wade is a whole mess. Listen, this is an absolute mess. I hope the family moves, because she will, that neighbor situation. Listen, BTD mom, the mother's dead. Who's left? Because I'm sure the kids cannot stay there by themselves. And at the end of the day, I just looked up and saw that. I do want to include your comment. Yes, because at the end of the day, it's just a mess. I'm looking, and he wants to remain relevant, Demon Fox. He wants to remain relevant. And at this point, quit your ways and move on. We tired of you. And, he has made a whole lifetime and a whole career from his connection to Michael Jackson. Now he wants to come back and say that he was molested. I'm tired. I'm just tired. I'm tired. So I'm just at this point, you just have to look at and consider the source and keep it moving. But this once more and again is back in the news. And thank you for that, K2 Hoop. I could have done without that. But at the end of the day, let me see what truck drivers got in here. Yes, we've already seen the pastor talking about the black folks in slavery didn't protest. They just prayed. We watched that yesterday. The black folks didn't protest. They just prayed. I'm so sick of that. MJ is literally your number one. Come through, Yoshi. You watch this start and go down from your childhood. And this man just will not quit. This man will just not quit. He cannot leave Michael Jackson alone. He is just taken with it and will not stop. Dr. Dady Priest is in the room. She is a streamer, you all. Now listen, she teaches engagement matters. If you haven't figured that out in your life yet, that is her. She will give you that understanding and walk you through the journey. Dr. Dady Priest is a streamer. And if you're not following the high priestess, quit your wicked ways. Quit your wicked ways. Because listen, she's going to bless your whole entire life. I promise you she will. Come on in here. DJ Greg Flowers is in the room, and mad love to you. Another streamer here. Come on in and come on and have a seat, my brother. DJ Reg Flowers is a streamer. Greg Flowers, I'm sorry, is a streamer. And if you're not following DJ Greg Flowers, quit your wicked ways. Just quit him, because he's going to bless your life. Mad love to you, and thank you for coming in. Crystal Method is in the room. Y'all coming in this morning. Come on in here, and mad love to you. Thank you for coming in the Lion's Den this morning. We appreciate you. This one comes from Tall Pumps. And I had this one in this morning as well. So we were on the one accord, Tall Pumps. We were on one accord. Now, if you don't remember Yusef was part of the Central Park 5. That you remember 45 put out a whole page. A whole entire page in the newspaper against these 5 that did not rape that woman in Central Park. That story right there will go down in infamy. Now, Yusef was one of the 5. And after being exonerated, he now wins election in New York. I love it. I love it when you can go through the adversity, when you can go through the pain, when you can go through the time that those babies were in jail. And this baby still comes and is ready to serve the public. That's what I'm talking about. Boom! That's what I'm talking about. Boom! Now, you remember 45, for those that remember the story back in the day. I remember it very vividly. That's when they were saying that the black kids and others, but particularly black kids, were out there wilding. And, at the end of the day, as was said, 45 took out a whole newspaper ad advocating for the death penalty to kill these 5 young men that did not rape this woman. And at the end of the day, you remember, they called them thugs. They called them animals. They called them criminals. They called them everything but a child of God. And these individuals, except for the person that the fact that the person that actually did the rape actually told somebody after he was incarcerated that he raped the woman and gave the details and the information. Now, how in the world, you look at, listen, super predators, all of that, they were just calling them everything but a child of God. And again, in this ad that this the dastardly man took out in the newspaper, death penalty, kill him, death penalty, kill him. And at the end of the day, these children did nothing. And now, while we talking about killing folks for raping people and grabbing him by the peas, does that mean that he wants to kill himself or he wants somebody to kill him? Inquiring minds want to know. Now, after he done called them animals, after he's called them criminals, after he's called them super predators, y'all ain't buying what I'm selling, after he's called them thugs, and after they were innocent of the crime, but he's guilty. Am I talking to anybody in there? After they were found innocent of the crime, but this man is innocent of all the stuff he was saying, kill them, they're animals, they're thugs, they're super predators, all of this vomiting that he did in this ad that he took out, does that by some means possibly indicate he wants to kill himself or he wants somebody to kill him? Because you did all the above. You, sir, are guilty of all of the above. Now, after having been found guilty, I don't know if you all heard this or not, because this was in the morning news, but I wasn't going to talk about it. But since I'm here, let me go ahead and bring it up. He is now suing the woman that he was found guilty of raping. He's suing her, I believe, for defamation of character. Listen, can his character be any more defamed? And he did it to himself. Listen, and Yoshi, we won't even talk about his relationship with his daughter because it's been fishy from the beginning. And all of these men out here meddling with these little kids, including Gazelle, who is a Maxwell. And listen. Now, it's my opinion that Gazelle had been meddled with too. So you got these old men meddling with their young little kids and daughters and treating them like they're their wives. Now, that's all I'm going to say about that. That's all I'm going to say about that. But at the end of the day, you're going to come out and talk so vehemently against these young men that did absolutely nothing. But you, sir, and I'm going to leave it right there. So Youssef has now really come out and won the election to, I appreciate that in New York. I want to say thank you to New York for, is this some kind of for your wicked ways making amends? I don't know, but I'm glad for Youssef. Now, Dr. Dady Priest, I think this is going to be, we've seen that one. I'm going to go back. Listen, y'all sent me that crazy preacher out here talking foolishness. They prayed. They humbled themselves. Lord Jesus, Lord help me right now, because y'all know I can only take so much of that because the church has been so complicit in this mindset and this mentality. K2 Hoop, come on in here. So much mad love to you. Listen, I'm trying to go out right. I'll be on 2-week vacation after Friday morning stream is ended. So I said, we got to turn it up just a tad, K2 Hoop, just a tad. We got to go out the right way. Good morning to you, and thank you for the news from viewers that you submitted. I appreciate this again from Dr. Dady Priest. Listen, y'all, this foolishness. Here we go. Let me get the volume.
I ever did see one.
History repeats itself, and I wanted to be a history major before I decided to go into pre-law. And Adolf Hitler once said that the ones who rule the world are the ones who take charge of your children. Yep. So it's important to stand up. It's important to implement a pro-American, pro-God curriculum in the high schools, in the middle schools, in the elementary schools. And
Look, if you want to be a Christian nationalist and act like there isn't a separation between church and state, go ahead. I think you're crazy. But what we're not going to do is quote Hitler like he's James Baldwin. We're not going to do it. And if you need to quote Hitler to strengthen your argument.
And this part, Dr. Dady, thank you for sharing that with us. You almost get a sense that they're chasing down ignorant black kids to put them on public display so that then they can turn around and say, see, that's what the black folks are saying. No, that ain't what the black folks are saying. That's what ignorant, unlearned, and uneducated black folks are saying. Okay, let's get that clear. That's not what black folks are saying. And then that to see that nice little chubby, portly Santa Claus looking of a man standing next to him, just grinning and nodding his head. Oh my God. Y'all, I almost need prayer right now, because that kind of stuff to me is just absolutely egregious. Now, what's even more egregious to me, I want to question, and I don't know what all this child's life is consistent of, but I want to question where we as a black community failed this child, that he's just absolutely brainwashed and standing up here spewing and spitting out this foolishness. Help me, please help me. I want to understand how in the world, but I got a feeling he's not the only one. There are a lot of our black children, because they do not know from whence we've come. They have no idea, because I'm going to give it to you, Cassandra. I'm going to give it to you, because at the end of the day, you shall not pass. Why are our children so uninformed and uneducated to black history that you would get caught up I can't take it. I just can't. The man standing on the side, just co-signing and smiling and grinning like, we got another one. We got another one. Yes, you got another one that's ignorant and unlearned and foolish. And he's silly enough to stand there and be used by you. I just don't have any appreciation for it. But again, it says to me, what are we lacking and failing to do to educate our young people so that they're not prey and privy to being utilized in this kind of stupidity? I just don't know. We're not going to pass either. And I'm talking about we as a black community, because we're responsible for what our kids don't know. It's not the school failing us. It's not this and that and the other failing us in those regards. When it comes to black children understanding and knowing and being educated in the black experience and told the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth, that is our duty. So at the end of the day, y'all, it is what it is. Now, I think I got everybody in news from viewers once more. And again, I want to say thank you. Tall Pumps, Truck Driver, K2 Hoop, Dr. Dady Priest. Thank you all for your contributions. And I thank you. And those were good clips. Now, I want to come over and I want to jump on now. This part right here, we are still wrapping up LGBTQ. Now, a lot of people out there. So I'm going to play this, and I have to say, one of the things that irritates me most in the black community, and I'm gonna talk about the black community because that's the community that I'm from, that we still have such disregard for LGBTQ plus community. And I'm going to say this openly. Oh, but spiritual thought leader, I thought you were a preacher. I thought you were a minister. I thought you were this. I thought you were that. Listen, at the end of the day, because I am a minister and I've seen how many of you all's preachers that have a wife for a beard. I said it. When I've seen as many of our black preachers that have a wife for a beard because they are DL, I said what I said. And listen, the number is not small. When I've seen how many predators of black preachers that get out here and tap these little boys, and these missionaries and females that get out here and tap these little girls because they're pedophiles. When I see how strong and how consistent that is in the black church, it's a shame before God that the black church go through all the changes that we go through in being anti-LGBTQ plus, because there's so much switch hitting in the church, and I'm talking about the black church, and there's so much undercover in the black church. There's so much undercover in the black community. Come on, Yoshi, those are the ones that react. And I already know, because I'm gonna tell you what, I'm telling you what, I had, and because I'm single, I'm gonna just call a spade a spade. Y'all ain't ready for me. because I'm single and I don't come out and I'm not out here running around advocating what my sexuality is. And y'all do what you want to do. At the end of the day, because I don't, I promise you, I get propositioned by as many men as I do women. And that includes married and unmarried. That includes coupled up or uncoupled. So one of my strongest recalls, and y'all do what y'all want to do out here in the internet community, honey. One of the, and I didn't really know the young lady, I'd seen her around, but one of the worst advocates against LGBTQ, as Rebel would say, came up in my whispers. My Lock Journey is a streamer, y'all. My Lock Journey, listen, I appreciate you. I call her the hair whisperer. If you are not following My Lock Journey, quit your ways, quit them, because she's going to bless your whole entire life. Good to see you and good morning to you. Now, back to this topic, because the black community is going to have to come to terms and come to grips with all the LGBTQ hatred that we spew while being undercover. I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. Now, this one particular individual that had followed me somewhat from a distance when I would go around and preach and whatnot, and I actually went ahead and welcomed her. She sent me a friend's request and da-da-da-da-da-da. And so, as it would be, in her conversation on, this was Facebook, in her conversation on Facebook, she was so anti-LGBTQ plus. And I'm like, and I don't get into that. So anybody that if you know me, I don't participate in that. I do not. I absolutely positively do not. I've got some choir members I had a choir, and we were an outreach ministry named Reach, and we literally did respite care for people that were dying from AIDS and HIV positive individuals that needed help. And we did that for several years. And we also did AIDS education, because at the end of the day, many of the people that we were treating were victims, and I said victims, of preachers that were switch hitting and DL, and one in particular of a very dominant and prominent bishop that was going around infecting people. And he had a wife and children, so don't play. He had one of the biggest churches, don't play. But at the end of the day, the man was DL. And those that he had gone out and infected were out there left to try to live their lives isolated from the community because they now had AIDS. So don't get me started on that. Now, Dr. Dady, did y'all hear that part? The louder they are, the more they are the undercover folk. And Dr. Dady said a whole mouthful right there, because let me tell you, at this point, this young lady, and she was around my age, this young lady that was doing all this anti-LGBTQ overtly, gonna come in my whispers and talk about, I would like to see if we could get together and nobody has to know. Then she proceeds to say, I'm clean, I'm discreet. I'll go take a test that you can see if you want to see if I got some kind of disease. Because I'm going to say this for y'all that's just out here wilding and carrying on. Child, somebody going to give you a package you can't get rid of. So Yoshi, when I tell you, please believe it, My Lock Journey, please believe it. This same female that been shadowing me all around the city where I preach, wherever I had an engagement, she would show up. I didn't think anything of it. I really didn't. And then at the end of the day, you out here doing all this anti-LGBTQ plus, and then you gonna crawl up, slither. Can I say it like that? You gonna slither up into my DMs and talk about, can we, and nobody has to know. And slink. Did you understand, Rebel? Slink up in my Facebook whisper with her speaking in tongues self and shouting hallelujah and anti-LGBTQ, and we can have a relationship and nobody has to know it. The part that took me out was when she said, I'm clean. Like, you think I'm gonna slink up with something dirty? You gonna talk about I'm clean? What does that mean? I'm clean. Come on, the blueprint. Come on in here. Kim Blue is in the house. Come through. She's a streamer, y'all. And if you're not following Kim Blue, and I think she's going to be with Dr. Dady Priest in Engagement Matters, quit chewing your ways. Just quit them. Quit them. Quit them. Because she's going to bless your life. Welcome and thank you for coming in the Lion's Den. So this part, I want the black community to quit it. Stop. Stop. And so this president of the board, she makes this speech. And even though she may be a white woman, the things that she is saying is true. The things that she is commenting on is true. And I want you to know there's lipstick lesbians. Don't play. It doesn't matter how prissy and prim and proper you look. It doesn't matter how long your nails are. I had somebody walk up to me, are you gay? No. I don't label. I don't anything. Well, your nails are so short. What do you mean my nails are so short? Y'all, do you know how many clawed females have approached me with bird claws? And you talking about my nails are short? Your nails are so short. Y'all are ignorant. I mean, ignorant. I just cannot understand it. And some of the two prettiest women can hook up and be together, and y'all just sitting up here ignorant, and they sitting in your pulpits, they sitting in your missionaries' corners, they sitting everywhere around you. And then you go out and you look at somebody else and say, oh, no, y'all, let's stop with the ignorance. Stop with the ignorance. And at the end of the day, I want us to stop denying rights. And this is what I'm talking about. Because at the end of the day, I don't care who you are, and profiling, you understand? I want you to understand that at the end of the day, while you out here profiling and trying to guess and trying to this and trying to that and trying to other, I'm going to go back to exactly what Dr. Dady said. And this is what I want y'all to understand clearly. At the end of the day, some of the folk that y'all will swear and declare, and when I tell you listen, a nymphomaniac don't care. It just needs a hole. I said what I said. Okay, let me keep going. Let me keep going. I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. A nymphomaniac doesn't need it. I just need a hole. And I might not need a hole. All right, let's go. So I want us, the part that really, really gets for me is why we have family members that disown family members. Why we have churches that disown memberships. Why we feel that anybody is not due their rights as a human being. If we remember when not too long ago and not so distant past, black and white people could not marry each other because that was considered to be atrocious and that was considered to be profane and unacceptable and all the other things. Accuse Viola Davis grabbing her purse. I'm talking today because the black community can be the most egregious. And unfortunately, we drive people underground. Now, what I'll say about the individual that I know for sure, and we took care of his dying friend, and that friend loved him to his dying breath, but disowned. He was disowned by the church and by the pastor. And the man is anointed. The man is anointed. Ain't no ifs, ands about. This joker can preach anybody under the table. And I'm not saying, well, it's a given. The man is anointed. Unfortunately, the man cannot be who he is, because if he is who he really is, y'all ain't gonna listen to near another sermon he preaches. With all the anointing that he's delivering folks with now, with all the anointing that he's setting folk free with now, because it's the word that sets folk free while y'all getting all hung up. With all of that he walks in, and all of the building that he has done, and all of the lives that he has actually imparted so much greatness into, y'all would drop him like a hot potato if y'all knew that he was LGBTQ+. And so this little game continues. But at the end of the day, when I tell you the percentages would spin your wig. So I said what I said. And while we out here playing games and we're out here judging people, quit it. Quit it. Because that church mother that you love sitting next to you, that you admire every Sunday, just might be LGBTQ+, even though she got a husband and kids. I said what I said. Now listen. Woo! I know y'all listen, y'all ain't ready for me. Here we go. She said what she said, and I want y'all to hear what she says. And here we go.
Now, a lot of people out there I talk to outside Sadducite say, oh, I have a gay cousin, I have a gay nephew, I can't be homophobic. BS. BS. You can be homophobic and have a gay friend, a gay neighbor, a gay son, a gay anything. Talk to all the gay kids that get thrown out of their houses and onto the streets by parents who say, I won't have you in my house any longer. And tell me that having a gay relative means that you're not homophobic. But here's what really scares me. When you have 2 or 3 days of this kind of chaos, of people screaming at the top of their lungs outside a school that read a book with one sentence in it that said, yeah, guess what? Families can include 2 moms and 2 dads. By the way, at the little discussion at the school after that, as soon as the book was over, one of the little girls sitting at my knee said, I have 2 mommies. But a little boy on my other side said, I have 5 grandmas. The idea that there are different kinds of families. The people screaming out of the streets, they didn't get a chance to find out about that because they made a decision based on hearsay. They made a decision based on agitators, not from their community, but from outside their community who saw an opportunity to take advantage of the real fears of people. I want to be very, very, very clear. Nobody has to accept me. I'm not looking for your acceptance. But you better treat me the same way you treat everybody else. That's how we live in this country.
And that's the point. Everybody needs to be treated like everybody else. And for that, and listen, one thing I want to say about BTD Mom, she is doing the David Ryan charity. And one of the things that she is definitely approaching and dealing with, especially LGBTQ+ community, in honor of her son who passed away in 2020. The idea, and he was out there in the streets, he was out there helping, he was out there blessing the people. He had a powerful program that he did for LGBTQ. Come on, John Studios, good morning and good to see you. And somebody else, DK, came in. Good morning to both of you. John Studios is a streamer, y'all. And if you're not following John Studios, quit your eyes, just quit him. Because he's going to bless your life. So what she's carrying on, good morning, John, love you. What she's carrying on is the work of her son. Because at the end of the day, when you look at the numbers of our LGBTQ black children that have been thrown on the street, I said what I said. And you can say Jesus all day long. That ain't Jesus. The LGBTQ+ black children that have been thrown on the street by their parents. Could it be? Could it be? devil. With your tongue talking, hand clapping, speaking in tongue, foot stomping and shouting self, that ain't nothing but the devil. I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. Now, for everybody that is offended, I really can't even apologize because I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. Bronx Harlem girl, good morning to you. Come on in the room, and mad love to you. Because the point is, everybody deserves to be treated. Everybody deserves to be treated the same. Whether you think they're right, whether you think they're wrong, they still deserve to be treated as human beings, point blank blunt. And anything that you're operating in, any energy that you're spewing, other than that, you ain't gonna tell me that's the love of God. I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. So at the end of the day, I want to give kudos to that woman. I want to give kudos to the LGBTQ plus community that continues to be accosted and mistreated by people, some of which you see. Now listen, if LGBTQ plus people and loved ones started really communicating and telling you all the church folk that been knocking on their door. Okay, so much for that. Because y'all ain't ready. If they really told all the church folk, family, missionary, pastors, and friends that been knocking on their door and calling their number. Psalmist 4 is in the room. Y'all ain't ready for me. So much mad love to you. Come on in here, Psalmist 4. She is a phenomenal. I think she is what's the moderator, and I think you do a little streaming too. So at the end, listen, scratching in your hand, Michelle. Let the truth be told in the lion's den, scratching in your hand. Going in the bathroom, patting their foot on the floor. Y'all ain't ready for me. Y'all know all the cues, and you know the locations, and you know the places. In Kansas City, it was at the Lincoln Memorial. Y'all ain't ready for me. I saw a preacher up there with his Holy Ghost tag on the back of his truck. Well, I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it. Quit playing. And so as we close out Pride Month, for everybody that's got an issue with it, I just want y'all pay attention and just stop it. Just stop it. Because to have that hatred toward your brothers and sisters is to hate yourselves. And you'd be surprised who is close to you that's LGBTQ plus, but just ain't gonna tell you because you're homophobic. Happy Pride Month. All right. So I wanted to get that in. I definitely wanted to get that in. Mother said what she said, and I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna say it once more and again as I leave up out of here off of this topic. The hand scratchers, Cassandra Woke, the hand scratchers. As we get ready to get up out of here, I want to go back and I want to say, as Dr. Dady Priest said, please believe that the people that thou dost protest too much, the people that argue the most and can't stand it the most and just goes all over them the most, them the ones you need to watch. Either they DL or they fighting something in their own flesh. I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. Now, as we move on, I want to pick this up because some of us are chosen. We're going to get ready to close out. Let's see. Oh, I still got a ways to go, but I got some talking to do. I tell you all, I'm talking truth in here, Shelly. I'm talking truth in here. That's all I can do. And we're closing out Pride Month. And I said what I said, Empress Meow, and I'll add to it before I take it back. To all of my folks that are questioning, and don't you fool yourself, it's old folks that are still questioning. Y'all talking about the kids are questioning. There's a lot of old folks that are questioning too. So there you have it. Now, I want to come over And I want to address Brother Dick Gregory. He says something here. Come on, Yoshi, come on. And to, again, everybody that knows the Lion's Den, we are LGBTQ plus friendly and accepting. And if you're going to come in talking homophobic, don't do it in the Lion's Den. You will be banned. Just be clear. Now, Dick Gregory said something here about being chosen. And I want you to hear this because it speaks to even what I'm saying here. Block a Hole Ministry, BAHM all day long. Shelly Thunder all day long. You will experience BAHM in this channel. Now, and why can I say this? Because I'm chosen. And I want you to listen to what Dick Gregory says, because what he says here is very, very powerful. Block them, baby. Block them. Block them. Please believe it, Crazy Berry Town. Block them in a heartbeat without a second thought. And you won't be, listen, Shirley Caesar, I won't be back. I won't be back. I won't be back. No more. Now, here we go. This brother says something and I want you to hear his words.
Dangerous is when the universe pick you and you put on the magic glasses. There's rules that go with them. You can never take them off. You never see things as they're supposed to be. You see things as they are. And you can never force nobody else to wear them. So.
Now, catch this word right here once more and again. Very sweet, short, and to the point, but powerful.
What's dangerous is when the universe pick you and you put on the magic glasses. There's rules that go with them. You can never take them off. You never see things as they're supposed to be. You see things as they are. And you can never force nobody else to wear them. So.
And this is what's going on. Come on, Gander 2954. Come on in the room and welcome to the Lion's Den. It's good to have you this morning. Now, I'm going to come out and we're going to move right on. This is what's happening in the earth right now, is that we've come to a season and a place where we're seeing the chosen people stand up. And when I say that, I'm not trying to have some kind of condescending type of what. That's not where I'm going. But this is what I want us. I see you. This is what I want us to understand, that when you see and you've been chosen, you get glasses where you see things as they are. You see things as they are. Even what you heard me say about LGBTQ plus in the black community. It's because I've been chosen. Jazzy Mimi, come on in here and good morning to you. I've been chosen and I see things as they are. I don't play games. I don't try to live and see through rose-colored glasses. I call a spade. And as I said, I'm going to come with this. You know how we do it in the Lion's Den. No cream, no sugar. We take this coffee strong and black because we tells it like a T-I-Z-Tis. So it's no point. And I, you know, this is where, listen, you become ostracized for speaking truth to power, Dr. Dady. And that's probably why I'm out here. I'm not a lone ranger because the ducks that quack like I quack, honey, we congregate. But as far as the system and the status quo, I'm alienated. I don't care because I don't want to be a part of that. When you come into the church and you see all of this going on, well, we don't talk on that. We know it's going on, but we don't talk on that. It's a shame to even speak of what's being done in the dark. It's a shame to even speak. We don't talk. You don't talk on that because 100% of you is in it. And you don't want to be exposed. And you don't want to deal with the realities that you're out here devastating and hurting people in the name of God. You're out here devastating and hurting people in the name of politics. You're out here devastating and hurting people in the name of education. You're out here devastating and hurting people out here through all of these institutions and systems, and you don't want to speak the truth. Because it allows you to keep on keeping on. And what's your answer and what's your solution? Pray. What'd that man say yesterday? Oh, well, Dr. Dady put it in today, so I'm gonna play it again. Y'all saw it yesterday, but some of y'all wasn't here yesterday, so I'm gonna play it again. At the end of the day, y'all want to keep coming out here talking about pray without ceasing. I pray without ceasing in my spirit. I'm always in an attitude of communication and communion with God. That never stops. Even when I'm on the stream, that never stops. Even when I'm sleeping, that never stops. When I'm walking and talking, that never stops. But if you're talking about me getting up and doing something to make a change for something that's jacked up and tore up from the floor up, I'm going to get up off my knees and do something. Y'all ain't ready for me. But I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. So at the end of the day, you fall and continue to fall prey to this foolishness that these folks out here talking about prayer and about how to be a good Christian for some. And when you talk about white nationalism, it's for black folk to be a quiet Christian, to be an accepting Christian, to be a passive Christian, to be a whatever you do, honey. Because listen, I know I'm going through hell now, but honey, after a while, in the sweet by and by, one of these days, I'm gonna cross that river, sit down by the master's side, forget about all of my heartaches and trouble, then I'll be satisfied. Y'all can keep singing that if you want to. I'm not satisfied. And I'm not waiting to cross that river to be satisfied. Do y'all understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? So here we come back to some realities. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to roll this beautiful bean footage because some of you are unaware of what it is that I'm talking about. But Dr. Dady put it back in today, so I'm going to play it again today just for those that missed it. Because this foolishness right here that y'all buy into because silliness, just silliness. And I think I got the right one, Dr. Dady. Here we go. I think this is the one for those that didn't see it on yesterday. Here we go.
Just watch. 150 years ago, or 200 years ago, when the blacks were slaves, did they ever go to Washington, D.C. and have a rally 200 years ago to protest against slavery? Did they? No. What did they do? Well, a lot of good people in the plantations would say, hey, it's wintertime. Let us help build a church for you, dear folks. And they loved them and taught them how to read so they can read the Bible. And here's what the blacks did about 150 years ago. They humbled themselves. They prayed. They sought God's face and they turned from their wicked ways. And God made slavery illegal through several white presidents, right? It worked, didn't it? They didn't protest. Maybe there's a place for protest, I don't know, but there's sometimes that was.
I got nothing.
And
just watch.
Listen, this, beloved, is why I tell you I'm a liberation theologist. I believe in God. And I believe in the power of God and the power of the Holy Ghost and the power of prayer and salvation and Jesus and the whole nine. But I do not believe this malarkey that y'all keep preaching and teaching in the scriptures, because this is the very heart and the essence from where you got this mess. Don't do nothing. Don't say nothing. Just pray and turn from your wicked ways and seek God's face. Now, isn't it interesting that automatically the slaves on the plantations had wicked ways, but the nice people that said, let's build you a church in the wintertime and teach you how to read the Bible, we didn't discuss the wicked ways and the wickedness of them being slave owners. Now, did y'all notice how he totally missed that? Black folk they turned from their wicked ways. Now, this is a preacher preaching. This is a sermon that was taken from a Baptist preacher's sermon over the weekend. So understand this kind of foolishness. And then y'all running around re-preaching this same stuff. No, ma'am, no, sir. So at the end of the day, when I look at it, I listen to the idea is to teach you the nice people, Michelle. That's what he called the nice people on the plantations. You mean the slaveholders? You mean the slave masters? You mean the folks that were running the plantation? The nice people in the wintertime said, we're going to build you a church and teach you how to read the Bible and then put you in bondage to the Bible by our interpretations of the Bible. And if you're good people, you're not going to protest. And that's what, do y'all understand the essence of that man's teaching right there was blacks should not protest? If you didn't understand that clearly, that was, well, I guess there's a place for protests. I guess. And these are the same preachers that you all go to the conventions, buy their books. Y'all ain't buying what I'm selling. Buy their books, get all their tapes, get all their literature, brainwash yourselves, come out and preach that same insanity in some kind of a repackaged way. I just cannot. And I'm sick of us doing this. I'm sick of us not understanding. I'm sick of us. Okay, so I'm gonna stop at how sick I am and let's get on. Because at the end of the day, this is exactly what I am in the lion's den trying to help us to understand. I want you to weed out all of the mess, and I need you to get to the truth and the honesty. I need you to get to the purity. I need you to get to, no, I'm not embracing anything that says it's okay for me to abuse someone else in the name of God. That is completely out of context of the heart of God. And I said what I said, and I'll add to it if I take it back. Chick, there's my evangelist. Good morning to you. Come on in here. Come on in here. That's my evangelist. So much mad love to you. You know how we do it in the Lion's Den? No cream, no sugar. We take this coffee strong and black because we tell it like a TIZ. And it's this same type of demonic teaching in the black church that we don't realize is a carryover of this concept. Why do you think they pushed those particular scriptures? There's so many other empowering scriptures in the Bible to teach, but y'all want to get emphasis on this idea of just pray and seek God's face, turn from your way, baby, because they want you to be a pacifist. They want to keep you calm. Y'all ain't understanding the words that are coming out of my mouth. And I'm not advocating going out and rioting. I'm saying I want to see us begin to rise up in power, empower ourselves. And yes, we're going to go back, built black for black. We've been the ingenuity, the creativity, the mind, the everything of this country from the very beginning. Now put it in the black community because we free us. I'm not looking for a savior to come in on a white steed. I am not looking to any of that because it's been low this many years and we still ain't made no progress. We free us. And I said what I said, and I'll add to it if I take it back. And Dr. Dady, thank you for putting that in again today so I could show it, because I want us to understand fully the dynamics that are involved here. So I want to show one more thing, and this speaks to this idea of again, as I said to you all earlier, stand your ground is not for black people and self-defense is not for black people. I don't know if you all know the story of Carlisha Hood that's going on right now. She spoke for the first time publicly on yesterday. I want to go back. I want to play this. Then I want to go back and play the video of the actual event as it occurred. And then let's have this discussion about how when we talk about all these different things, and again, Ajika Owens is the woman that killed her. She's those charges are dropped. But then the charges were eventually dropped against Carlisha. But come on, we're talking about after so much going through, and this woman was literally in a situation of self-defense.
I'm Carlisha, CARLISHIA. Last name is Hood, HOOD. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the support for me and my family. On June 18th of this year, my life changed. My son's life changed. I've experienced pain in many ways. many ways that I would never have thought. Never. What happened to me was totally unnecessary. Never in a million years would I have imagined being brutally attacked, beaten, and then arrested. I am thankful that the Cook County State's Attorney dismissed the case. I am also thankful to have my son with me and by my side, and also his charges being dismissed. I thank my family for supporting me and the people all over the world. The people did not play. And I just thank God everything was revealed. And just everybody who has been praying and rooting for us, I just thank God for them. That did not go unnoticed. You are all not forgotten. And we are praying for all the families affected by this horrible tragedy. I am now in the process of healing and putting my family's life back together. During this trying time, we asked if, we could please have space to rest and recover from this life-altering situation. And that you all continue to keep us in your prayers. In the near future, I will be able to respond to outpouring of support. Again, I just need a little time to heal and to just get my life back with my baby. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart. That's it.
Once more and again, the outcry of the people helped to turn the tide in this situation. LaWanda Baskerville, good morning to you. Listen, LaWanda is a mod extraordinaire, one of the Diamond Mod Squad, and all over Twitch. So much mad love to you, and thank you for coming in. Now, this young lady had to fight for her life and her son's life after this incident. Now, again, this is why I'm telling you, stand your ground is not for black folk. Self-defense is not for black folk, because at the end of the day, whenever they get ready and however they want, because let's be real about this prison industrial system and complex that we have going on in this country. Now, a white woman can shoot through a door and kill a black woman with her child standing next to her and nothing happened. And then at the end of the day, we have this black woman who basically was assaulted. And I'm going to show you a part of that clip. It's not the thing in its totality, because I have seen the whole clip. You do see where her son actually shoots the gun and all of that. But the question begs to be answered. Why, in a situation that's obviously self-defense, is she having to have the masses cry out in her behalf for her to be set free from what is obvious self-defense? And you can take a white woman shooting through a door and slaying a black woman as she stands next to her small child and walk away with nothing. Do not be deceived. At the very root of this is the prison system, this prison system, industrial complex system that we need to feed bodies into the system to keep that system working. And I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. But we're not looking for white bodies. We're not looking for middle class white bodies. We're not looking for upper class white bodies. We're looking for brown bodies, black bodies, and lower class white bodies if you get them. So at the end of the day, I want y'all to pay attention. Here we go. And this is what happened to this poor baby. And please believe, at the end of the day, it is what it is.
Baby, get your food. Who? Give it up. Who? Nay. Get your food. Get your food. If you say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out. Oh my God, I said one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out. Oh, say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out.
And more breaking news, the Cook County State's attorneys dropping charges against Carlisha Hood and her 14-year-old son. You remember Hood was accused of encouraging her son to shoot a man, but video that recently surfaced shows Jeremy Brown yelling and attacking Hood inside a Southside restaurant. Before the shooting, activists had argued that the actions were self-defense.
It is hard to watch, Yoshi. It is hard to watch. So this part, you all saw, that's in your old neighborhood, Tall Pumps. You all see what happened. This woman was detained and kept. The child, 14-year-old son. This is just absolute total trauma. And now they've been traumatized even more, even though, and this is why, I've been saying for some time to us, get your cameras out, because cameras have become the friend to the Black community. When this video footage finally surfaced to support and substantiate what this Black mother was fighting for, this is how this quote unquote additional evidence was brought into the case where she was eventually released. Get your cameras out, and I just cannot say it enough. If it involves you and your loved ones or not, it doesn't matter. If it's especially in the Black community, try to get as much documentation, because you never know how your video may be the video that gets somebody out of the clutches of being sent to prison for something that at the end of the day, obviously, is a traumatic situation. And as she was giving the account, and why, what happens to the innocent until proven guilty? Explain it to me, especially when you're talking about brown and Black bodies. And that's why I said, when you get down to it, stand your ground is not for Black people, and self-defense is not for Black people. It's effectively used when they want to use it in certain situations, but it's not liberty and justice for all. So I just wanted to be clear on those points, and I wanted to bring that to the table. Your 70-year-old mother was brutally assaulted by a Black man 3 years ago. She is still fighting to keep the restraining order. He got no jail time and possessed guns. I understand, Yoshi. And this is where, I'm going to say to us as a Black community, I feel like if this is, I'm going to say it, if it's your brother, your father, your uncle, your sister, your mother, your niece, and they're out here in this behavior, Black on Black, and I don't like to use that term because it's been so misused and misrepresented. Almost all crime is typically that ethnicity against that ethnicity. So don't make that a turn and a twist where we become judge and jury against our own. But I want us to understand, within the Black community, we have got to do better about being responsible. If that's your son, come on, y'all. We have got to understand whatever we need to do. And I'm going to tell you, this is the way I was raised by my parents. I was their child, but if I was wrong, I was wrong. You understand what I'm saying? If I was wrong, I don't care if it was discovered. Now, it wasn't automatically jump to the conclusion that you're wrong. I want to hear what happened. I want to hear the evidence. I want to see how it went down. But at the end of the day, if I was wrong, even though I was their beloved child and they love me, at the end of the day, if I was wrong, I was wrong. And this is where we've got to get to a point where we begin to pull together. And even snitches get stitches. We see this all the time. Kansas City, where I came from, is in one of the heights of their worst killing seasons this year. One of the worst killing seasons this year. They're almost at 100 bodies right now. Homicides, almost 100 bodies right now. So, and we're just halfway, barely through the year, and we're on track to be one of the worst murder capitals in the country. And at the end of the day, this part right here, we've got to do better. We've got to build better. We've got to take accountability. We've got to begin to do, and I'm an advocate I would like to see the community police its own community. When I was growing up, you did not come down. I lived on a little street called Lowell. You didn't come down Lowell and think you were going to do some foolishness because everybody on Lowell was going to deal with you. You understand the words that are coming out? You better believe what's coming out of my mouth. Everybody on Lowell was going to deal with you. And the times of communities, policing communities, the time of communities taking care. Oh, Empress Meow, please believe it. Please believe it. Even after my father was stricken ill with a stroke, and at one point our neighborhood was all black, but then we saw where some housing began to be sold, property and land began to be sold to Caucasian brothers and sisters. And so our little neighbor, he was just as country as he could be. And he called himself ethnic slurs against white people. We didn't. He called himself that. Honey, but I tell you what, he loved my mother. He loved our family. And he said, if there's anything that looked like it ain't jumping off right over here at the Stillman house, I'm on my way. And one day we had a truck that pulled into the yard. We didn't know who it was. We didn't address it. Honey, next thing we know, Mr. Green was out there with his rifle and a shotgun with the other one, and they rolled up two deep, and they rolled up from across the street. You understand the words that coming out? We didn't need the popo. They rolled up from across the street. Fifi Turn B, good morning to you. Welcome to the Lions Den and good day. My God, he rolled up from across the street. And so at the end of the day, it was that way on Lowell. You're not going to roll down. And listen, we could tell the cars by the sound of the motor when it rolled up and down the street. I'm talking real talking here. And each of the neighbors had that same ability. We knew if it was this person's car, that person's car, and we knew when it was a strange car. And baby, they were going to gather. If you rolled up and we didn't know you were supposed to be up in there, they were going to gather. If they didn't actually physically come over there, your phone was gonna ring. Miss Stillman, do you know those people in your yard? Okay, we just wanted to make sure if we need to come over there. This is the kind of community. Y'all not buying what I'm selling. So at the end of the day, I wish that we would get back to this kind of, now this is, if you go back to the video, and I get it. I'm going to play this one more time. And I just want to ask this question in all sincerity. Don't y'all jump me. Don't you get mad at me. But I just want to play this one more time. And I want to ask this question. I really, really do. And I kind of get it, but come on now.
Baby, get your food. Who? Get the gun? Nay. Get your food. Get your food. If you say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out. Oh my God, I said one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out. Oh, say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out.
And more breaking news, the Cook County State's attorneys dropping charges against...
That's really all I want to show. Now, this is my question, and I may set something off in here. I'm really not trying to. Why did the man run when that dude was beating that woman? I'll wait. Why did the man run when that child was beating that woman? I'm waiting. Because this part right here has really gotten me in the black community. Why did the man run when that child hit that woman? I'm waiting. And I really want to hear from some of the brethren. I saw you, let me see. DJ Rollum, I see you talk. Why did the man run as that boy was beating that woman? He was the first one to run Psalmist Ford. This challenge I want to make, and I know nobody's trying to jump in anything. You don't know this and that and the other. I have seen so many incidents where females have had to come to defense of females while men ran, black men. What are we teaching our sons? What are we teaching our brothers? What are we teaching our fathers? What are we teaching our uncles? I'm just, and I'm not, y'all, I'm really not trying to be ugly, and I'm not trying to be sexist. There's no way my father, my uncle, or my nephews would have left that woman there to fight for herself. I get that he was scared, truck driver. I get that he was scared. Is this a conversation we can even have in the black community as to what's going on? Because listen, black women are scared too. But I've seen instances where black women have come to the aid of black women in distress while men ran. I just want to understand that. I want to understand that. I really want to understand that. We are not protected as black women in many instances. We are counted as strong, and that's it. They can fight for themselves. They can fend for themselves. That and I'm gonna say this for truck driver. Please believe, truck driver is not that guy. Truck driver is not that guy. So I know that to be a fact. I'm trying to understand what's going on in our community that we have now said, and I'm done with the women are displaying masculine energy. Y'all miss me with that. And the preachers that are running around preaching that right now, I'm so sick and tired of that. It just angers me to no end, because at the end of the day, what you're calling women displaying masculine energy is women that have figured out, I'm going to have to stand up for myself, because as someone said earlier, we may not have men that will protect us when men are present. Listen, we in here today. We in here today, y'all. We in here today. We in here. I done got here. Lord helping, I can't get out. I want to understand.
It's a ray.
I really want to understand. Baby. Come on, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Hey. To your right, to your left, hey, now mark it on back. DJ The Force is a streamer. If you're not following DJ The Force, quit your ways. He's gonna bless your whole life. 987 Quartz is in the room, and we've been raided by DJ Miss Classy. She is a streamer, y'all. Come on in here, because if you're not following DJ Miss Classy, quit your ways, because she's gonna bless your whole life. So much love to you, sis. Come on in here. I see you coming in the room. DJ Miss Classy is the reason for the season. She's the reason for this raid, and we want to thank you, Miss Fio7. Come on in here. I see you, and to everybody that came over on this raid, good morning, good morning, good morning. If you want that skate night, you want DJ Miss Classy, and much love to you, much love to you, much love to you. Come on in here, and to everybody, blessings and love from the Lion's Den. Now, you all just caught us while we were having a conversation. And that conversation, Cabby for JC, come on in here. Mad love to you. I see you. You better get your dance on, DJ Miss Classy. I appreciate you, sis. Thank you for coming through. Now, the question, and I'm still waiting for some of the brothers. I saw truck driver said he was scared. I saw DJ Rollum say, right, you know, I just can't. What is it in that situation, y'all, that would have the men running while the women are still there? What are we doing? What are we missing? I'm really serious. I'm really serious. Something has fallen by the wayside. Something has fallen by the wayside. I'm telling you, I'm just trying to understand it. also the feminist movement contributed to this mentality. You know, and I hear that. I'm saying I'm not feminist, I'm womanist. And womanist deals from a black perspective and the idea of Mother Africa. And I won't go through all the differences between womanism and feminism. At the end of the day, I'm going to say this because people want to blame women standing up for equal rights as a part of the problem, but women should have had equal rights from the very beginning because that's the way it is. So at the end of the day, I hear that, but I don't know. We'd have to have more. Who said that to me? I'm trying to see. Crystal Method. Speak more to me. Speak more to me. Because at the end of the day, I want to make sure and make clear that we're not in this same oppressive mentality that women are not equal to men. Everybody is equal to everybody. And if y'all got that other kind of energy, I might upset you. But at the end of the day, I don't come out with this, she's operating in masculine energy. As a matter of fact, where we've done all this labeling and carrying on, I'm like, whatever. And you might even say, okay, but to expect the men to fight, what is that? For a man to run and leave a woman that's being beat, and maybe that is my own sexist whatever, I got a problem with that. I'm not even gonna lie. I got a problem with it. For a man to run and leave while a black woman is being beat by a man, Now y'all pray for me on that one, because I cannot. The black man will get charged for protecting. He must have been traumatized, but still, manhood is sacrificing self to protect our women. You know, I'm not necessarily trying to be sexist, but I'm just like, I just don't get it. And is that what we're teaching our sons? I just don't get it. Does race matter on that? Race doesn't matter. And at the end of the day, I'm addressing a video that I just showed where this young woman was taken into custody because her son did shoot and kill the man that was beating his mama. And at the end of the day, I'm like, it's traumatic. It's sad. But this son is watching his mama, and this joker, I'm talking about with the closed fist, he was beating this boy's mama. And not because they had a relationship or this and that and the other. They were in an establishment trying to get food, and this joker just started going off. Hey, one thing I will say, for all of my nephews, I have all nephews, don't anybody mess with my sisters, because you just might wake up dead, because they're not going to stand for it. Not while they're standing there. I'm just going to tell you, my nephews are not going to stand there and watch you beat their mama. Don't believe me, just watch. My nephews are not going to stand there while you beat their mama. I don't care who you are, and I've seen it. Not necessarily a full-fledged beating, but you ain't going to raise your voice. You not going to rise up. You not going to start talking crazy. Not while they standing there. So at the end of the day, you know, I'm just, hey, miss me with that. So I guess we're not going to answer that today, but I just wanted to bring that point out. BTD mom, that's my sister, and she knows I ain't lying. If you put your hands on either one of my sisters, my nephews are going to deal with you. Is that point blank blunt? You just might as well know it. If you put your hands on either one of my sisters or raise your voice and start talking crazy to either one of my sisters, you're going to deal with one or all of my nephews. As you should. I'm just saying. You're thinking of the part of the problem is the fact you don't think justice system or a legal system, just a court system. I got you, Cabby, for JC. I see what you're saying. Because my son was raised to respect women. Come on, somebody, too. Come on, son. That's what I'm talking about. I don't think a man will allow his mother to be beat, but mom is different from a woman. Okay, DJ DeForce. I hear you talking. But that's somebody's mama. That's somebody's sister. That's somebody's niece, aunt. I don't know that I can just take my head out and say, I'm not related. I'm out of here. And I'm gonna say it again, from the video that we just watched, my nephews, and I can say this unequivocally, and because I know them, my nephews would not have allowed that young man to beat that woman. They would not have. And I'm proud of them for that. Can I add that part? I'm proud of them for that. My nephews would not have ever allowed that young man to beat that woman. They would have jumped in and done something point blank blunt, even to their own hurt or whatever. They are taught and understand defending women. So I don't know. That's a question to me that when I watched that video, when I saw that joker get his stuff, get his hat and run off, my brain cannot process that. You have stood for some of my sisters in violent situations. You don't have to fight, but was ready to. My son does have the protective mindset towards females. Come on with that, Cassandra Woke. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Come through. And I've seen women standing for women, and I've done that. Listen, I'm gonna say this, and this isn't even where I was trying to go, but we're gonna get ready to go over the rebels. I'm gonna tell you this. I was at a church, and something was going on in the back of the church behind the door where we couldn't see. And you could hear it, obviously, in the sanctuary. And church was going on. The pastor was up preaching. None of the brothers moved, not one. And I got up off the organ, went to the back of the church where the noise was going on behind the door, and was there for some time trying to investigate to see what was going on. And not one brother got up out of their seat in the sanctuary to come and even see if I was okay. Now, that part. Explain it to me, Lucy. Did you hear it? Let me say it one more time. Let me say this one more time. I ain't lying. I am not lying. There was a noise and commotion going on in the church while the pastor was preaching. People were turning their heads, looking, trying to figure out. Doors closed. You can't see what's going on. None of the men in the sanctuary budged. I got up because listen, we could have been sitting ducks in there. They might have come in there and just start shooting. Y'all ain't buying what I'm selling. We don't know what's going on back here. We hear commotion. None of the men budged. I got up off the organ. I walked around the back of the pulpit, went out the door, looked in the area immedately. In that area, went downstairs because there's also a door. You can go down the basement, come up the back side of the sanctuary. I went outside to the parking lot. I walked around the church to see who this was. And it happened twice. And not one person, not one brother broke a sweat to come and see if I was okay. I see you, Michelle. Same happened. Your sister got in a fight in the parking lot with a, let me see. It's moving on me. It's moving on me. You had to break it up. The deacon and preacher came out to see what was going on, but did not help and stop the fight. That's a conversation we need to have, folks. That's a conversation, because that's real stuff going on. That's real stuff going on. I said what I said. Now add to it before I take it back. And at the end of the day, that's hard for me to swallow. That's hard for me to swallow. That's hard for me to swallow. At the same time, I've seen elderly, I've seen decrepit, I've seen handicapped and physically challenged, struggling to get in with a female assisting them, and a brother will not budge. A brother will sit there and watch as you roll them in the wheelchair. A brother will sit there and watch as you're trying to aid them to get onto these are real conversations that we need to have. Because I'm trying to understand, what are we teaching? Because this right here, and for that man to run out while that girl was getting beat right there in front of him, And that's where we're going to leave it today. Now, we'll come back. I love my brothers. I ain't mad at you, but I'm just saying in this instance, as we saw in that video so clearly, for that man to run off while that woman was being beaten right in front of him, it's hard for me to have respect for that. It's hard for me to have respect for that. It's real hard for me to have respect for that. So, and this is the thing, Dr. Dady, everybody's not a physical fighter. And speaking up can be all you need, because that's the thing, Dr. Dady. I've been in situations like what Cassandra said. She stepped up and was ready to fight if she had to, but didn't have to. It's just a matter, and especially when you're dealing with bullies, if they know that they can cow you down and can intimidate you to being inactive, they'll go on with their bullying. When they know that there are other people in the midst that are not going to stand by and allow them to bully, they will many times stop, because they're more times than not cowards themselves. I said what I said, and I'll add to it if I take it back. More times they are cowards themselves. And when they see that people are not going to allow them to bully, they will shut that mess down. And some of the meanest, most fighting women people that we know are cowards. I said what I said, and I'll add to it if I take it back. Now, that's how that ain't where I was going, but that's where we ended up today. It's 9:03 and we're headed over to Rebels. Some of y'all like, hurry up and get me out of here. Hurry up and get me out of here. But listen, these are some conversations that we got to have. Come on, Demon Fox. I have zero respect and tolerance for a man who puts his hands on a woman to do bodily harm. Hey, that's a hard one for me too, Demon. That's a hard one for me too. The feminist movement has muddled the waters a bit. I got you. I'm watching you people. But at the end of the day, the feminist and the womanist movement, whichever one you want to go with, was a movement to say equality. And women do have equal rights. That has nothing to do with whether or not you stand by and watch a woman get beat by a man. A man. Stand there and watch a woman get beat by a man. I don't know how that water gets muddy. I don't know how that water gets muddy. And I would say even if it was a man fighting another man, anyway, do the best you can. I'm with y'all. You stop young sisters fighting one another and threaten the instigator in the crowd. I will speak up. Me too, Cassandra. And to date, this is what I'll say. I've never, ever really experienced a level of disrespect where people would not listen to what I was trying to say. And I definitely did not get beat up or put in a position where I ain't scared of people. People are just people. People are just people. And I'm going to leave it with that. And that's why when we start talking about liberty and justice and equality for all, the idea of women, whether they were in the womanist or the feminist movement, saying that we should be treated equally as equals, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, because God did not make women as a lesser than person. So there you go. As a teen, one of your god sisters was in an abusive relationship, and I happened to be in her house when they started arguing. I had to grab him and tell him to go take a walk. She was bent over in a corner. He respected me, so I wasn't worried he'd turn on me. And I had a situation very similar to that, Shelly Thunder. I really, really did. And people will respect you. And they'll respect. Can I say this for all of those that, I'm questioning in my mind? Now you got to listen. You can't be coming up here fearful and unbelieving. You got to know what you're working with and how you're handling. But I feel like people respect you, Shelly, more in a situation like that you didn't just stand by and watch him physically abuse her. And I can tell you in the situation that I had when I jumped in the middle of somebody, and listen, I got me, not only did I get in between the middle of them, I got me a poker off the fireplace and started waving it. And he looked at me and said, "Would you hit me with?" I sure would. He looked at me and said, "I thought you were supposed to be a preacher." I sure am, but God forgives. After I beat your head with this poker stick. And I might have to call the police to come get you. I might have to call the ambulance to come pick your body up, or the mortician, because I'm going to beat you as best as I can beat you with this poker stick. Baby, I was poking out the fire. And to his dying day, he respected me more than anybody. When he was in distress, when he was in a drunken stupor, when he was out of control, his drunk butt would call my number. I promise you he did. So this is the thing. I feel like if we're talking about bringing respect back to the community, we got to walk in a way that makes people respect us. And running off when somebody's beating somebody else to a pulp, especially a man beating a woman, we got to change that narrative. It's a repetitive cycle and it's learned behavior. However, someone has got to break that cycle. Come on with that, Demon Fox. To this day, he loves and respects me the most. And Shelly Thunder, I'm telling you, to that baby's dying breath, as a matter of fact, when he was dying, he asked for me and I went to the house. So I'm telling you, they will respect you. They will respect you if you show that you're worthy of respect. With that, we're going to get ready to get out of here. I love y'all. This has been a great conversation. DJ Drew Williams, come on in here. So much mad love to you. This was not on my radar for conversation today, but we're here. DJ Drew Williams is a streamer, y'all. If you're not following DJ Drew Williams, quit chewing ways. Just quit him. Quit him, because he's going to bless your whole life. Listen, this stream may have been a little controversial for some of y'all by the time I got finished with LGBTQ plus and Pride Month. And in this conversation about respect and fighting. And listen, you may not appreciate, and you don't even have to agree with what I'm saying. As I always say, we can walk hand in hand without seeing eye to eye. But some things have got to change in our community if we want to make it better. And with that, we're going to get ready. Let me see what I'm watching you people. I'm about hearing all sides and understanding human nature. But my observations can irk your nerves. I got you. I'm watching you people. And thank you for that. So he knows you crazy. And baby, that brother knew I was crazy too, Shelly, when I picked up that. And when I tell you I was wielding that poker, and it wasn't no play one either. It was the real deal with the hook on the end, and that was solid metal. that Joker looked up and saw that poker coming at his head. And he's like, you really? Yes, I will. I mean, Jesus, every step of the way. And there you have it. We're out of here, y'all. Sure will. Said it won't be this way. This has been another day of Yes You O Cube. Come on, Pen at the Pen Show. Come on in here. It's good to see you. Panic at the Pen Show. It's good to have you in this morning. Thank you for coming through. A streamer, follow Mad Love. Now listen, we're going to get up out of here because it's time to go over to Rebel's house. You know how we do it. We don't just talk about change. We got to be the change that we want to see. This Pride, Pride, this Pride Alliance is relentless. You're going to hear us roar because it's us, you, me, we all. We in the Lion's Den. Now listen, I appreciate everybody that came through today. I want to thank you. Listen, we're building something. I want to appreciate my moderators, the Rebel Inc., Shelly Thunder, Michelle Browno, my blessed Trinity, to the followers today that came through, DJ Miss Classy for the awesome raid and all of the people that rode across on the raid with her. I want to say thank you because we're building something. Now listen, I appreciate this music that's provided by Regina Sims. And for my people in Las Vegas, July the 13th, you want to meet her there at the Second Baptist Church, 500 Madison Avenue in Las Vegas. You don't want to miss her. She's going to bless you real good. Now listen, ride this raid train because we're headed over to Rebel's house. We're raided over there and we're going to have us a good time. We're going to take the love with us when we go. You know what my moderators say every day. Have an amazing day on purpose. Do what you love what you do, and peace for your journey. That's up the devil, Demon Fox.